that way.
Sorry, my brain just
It also
broke that you
draws
said
more
that.
heroes.
You don't have to kill people as a predator. You
just
can
have to
just
make
mug
them
them.
think
It's okay. You can just do like Chris Hansen, offer them like a seat. There you
Take
go.
a seat.
That'll be my next beast once this one dies.
Oh god.
Oh,
Okay.
my atavism.
Oh gosh, Chris Hansen is totally a beast. He's the one that like makes you feel bad for the things he's done. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
Nemesis.
Favorite prey. Job.
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
just-
my favorite prey
just-
too.
All the friggin' camera crew is his primordial cult.
I mean, his lair is obviously a kitchen.
His lair is just
He
the chair.
has it as a TV show in the first place to increase his legend.
He's filming from inside his lair.
That's right.
I guess that would be in Guma.
We found a terrible point.
But
This
the-
whole thing.
So does this mean we're gonna have to fight Chris Hansen, the Beast, now?
well,
Who is
hopefully you're not
Chris
fighting
Hansen?
beasts. To catch a predator guy. Why don't you take a seat? He's a meme.
Oh,
Let me
he
find a
also
picture
has-
of him.
Pretty good show, actually.
what is this show exactly?
To catch a predator.
They lure pedophiles in with fake children, and then when they
Yeah.
show up to the house to have sex with underage kids.
It's terribly ill-advised and
That's not Is it legal?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
the
they-
moment that they step into the house, having said,
Yeah,
"Hey, I'm
police
gonna have sex with you, underage
No.
kid."
But it's technically
They had police
the
officers.
producers, the people running the show, do nothing illegal except try to
Oh,
get
this
people
is...
to think they're about to do something illegal and then shame them publicly on TV.
No,
Well, I
this
mean,
is-
no, because the intent to commit a crime is still a crime.
Yeah.
This is...
And one time, one person brought his kid with him on the set, which means bad.
Yeah.
This is totally illegal over here. You don't... That's mob justice. You don't
Well,
do
this is
that.
America.
More likely, it's entrapment, but
Entrapment's
I mean,
not
apparently
really
they
a
got around
thing,
it
though.
somehow.
Because it's not really a thing.
It's
You
not
don't.
illegal.
You don't have to
Well-
claim you're a cop for one thing. It's not really entrapment.
Entrapment is a thing, but when you're willing to say, like, hey, I want to fuck you in the butt, tiny child, that's kind of
I mean,
still bad.
if I say to you, "Hey, let's go rob that bank," and you actually show up to rob the bank, then you have done something.
That's intent of crime.
Yeah, but you don't have the right to tap this and do the police work. Like at least
They
over
work
here.
with the police, though. When
Yeah,
they show up, the police are outside waiting.
All right,
because if
over
you-
here-
I don't know if they have this in France, but there's like these shows, there's like these police shows, and
in France,
To Catch a Predator is just another kind of that.
no, yeah, wait, it's not legal. You cannot show faces like that on television, and
well,
Oh,
no,
the publicity part, yeah, probably not. The Americans just absolutely love doing every single thing they can to do that, though.
yeah, no,
like,
because
this
they
is like-
blur out a lot of people's faces, so a lot of people
Yeah, but-
said no, you can't show it, but at the same time, they had to have
this
gotten.
is like modern version of stoning someone to death.
Pretty much. Like,
I
it
mean,
is
not
happening to
really.
People who probably don't deserve sympathy for this, but at the
Yeah,
same
I
time,
mean, I
everything the
don't-
show is doing is questionable.
But no, a bunch of these people have gotten off though. Courts have found them not guilty, so it's like,
Mhm.
even with videotape of them admitting to it.
And it's not helping because
Yeah, it's just
undercover
entirely a
cops-
public shaming tool.
yeah, undercover
Which is-
cops will work on this. Like
It's not still going, is it? I'm pretty sure it wrapped up at some point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, probably
Oh,
for
yeah.
these reasons.
I think I remember a South Park episode about it. Yeah, no.
I mean, that's not surprising. South Park has mocked everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, including themselves, but
Yeah, that's not surprising.
yeah, all right.
They deserve to be mocked.
I mean, wow, that's
They deserve to be
But we're
mocked.
just in the post-era funny, post-funny era of comedy. That's all, you know.
I have striking looks. Huh?
Oh, apparently you do.
I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I remember why.
He's a pretty boy. That's why.
Because my beast is like akin to Siren, and so it's
Oh, that.
yeah, it's more charisma than good looks because I clearly don't have them.
Do you mind if I show them? Oh, you already posted a picture.
I
of them.
already shown.
I
what
saw.
look
Never
like.
mind.
I like I like Griff 1 and I like FIFA 1 too.
Yeah, I found like the perfect degree of punk that I needed.
So
Oh, yeah.
Edge.
I'm running Image Ascension
I just took a
game
look. I
Oh.
just remembered to take
Sorry.
a look at your aspirations, Griff.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I had like actual serious aspirations.
It's
Like it-
fine. Some of them
Mine
had
are real and
decently
serious too. It's just that I like choosing my aspirations half for laughs.
They seem silly, but they're actually kind of serious. Yeah.
mine are kind of chill, serious. One is like just swimming at night in the port, so it's not really.
I had another game recently where I literally had an aspiration to make someone do something silly.
Great.
So it worked out.
All right.
Hold on. Just hang on.
For one more day. Someday somebody's gonna turn around and make you cry. Nobody?
All right.
Okay, not fans of
Okay.
80s music.
Apparently not.
Apparently.
Stop
I'm-
being old at me.
I I don't have any musical. Well, I don't know any music groups, bands. I have no culture when it comes to music, except for video games music.
That's okay. You could be worse like me, and all I listen to is anime opening soundtracks.
Way above.
I
We
I
boo.
don't.
We boo. We sorry.
No, keep chanting.
Yes, bring it on.
To catch a weeaboo. Let's go.
Really.
New hit
I
show
thought
coming
it was a
NBC.
cosplay convention. This is my
Okay.
waifu.
So
on my
tell us again
pillow.
about your waifu here.
This is my
Okay.
waifu.
I'm just imagining fucking like people
my-
pretending to be like fucking lollies and fucking Vocaloids on.
Don't cut this, Theta.
You don't understand.
Don't what?
Don't cut this.
We're
I mean, how would you pretend to be a Vocaloid?
I don't know.
That's a computer program.
I don't know, but it's still funny.
I'm sure some people.
Stop
Like-
judging me.
I mean, there were some people that thought Undertale was real. So, come on.
Wait, it isn't?
There's
Oh,
people
my
who
heart
believe
has
the
been broken.
Pokemon is real. And they'll
No,
make
like-
it real by believing hard enough
Don't
in
kill
it.
people in the game. You're really killing them in an alternate universe.
Okay, but to be fair, on the genocide route, that did, like, mess with me emotionally.
Yeah, but they're just a game.
It doesn't mean it doesn't mess with me emotionally.
Oh.
But that's just good storytelling. There's a
Yeah.
difference between good storytelling and being fucking delusional.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
We should probably play.
Yeah, we should maybe. Just maybe. Okay. I need to take a second. Okay,
And now we have the. Oh, sorry.
so supernatural creatures live throughout the entire world of darkness. Monsters, vampires, werewolves, changelings, all number of supernatural things that stalk, lurk, and crawl through the night. Some are obvious, some hide away from everything, some try to keep away from humanity, them just for either their own safety or for others. There are supernatural creatures of every shape, breed, and color imaginable. Beasts are one such creature, unique among supernaturals. They alone can claim kinship with almost any supernatural creature. They claim it relates back to their dark mother, who they believe to be the mother of all monsters. Now, some may disagree with this, but it's impossible to know, except for those few who have met the Dark Mother, the Incarnates, the strongest, most terrifying beasts who have become one with their legend to form their myth. So, when a beast beasts feed on people, not like a vampire or a changeling where it's somewhat symbiotic. Beasts feed on people's fear. They feed on the fear of humanity as a whole. And when they feed, they risk creating heroes, people who think nearly insane humans who have a connection to the bright dream opposite the primordial dream which beasts hail from. Heroes are one of the few things that have the ability to defeat beasts for good. And of course, any other mundane hunters who may decide to go after them. This is the story of 4 such beasts. Some of them know each other, some of them don't. But regardless. So, you all wake up inside. I trust you can all see the map, the cave.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
You all see this cave. But you look around and it feels kind of different. As you look around, you notice that you're not you, at least not your human form. You are merged with your horror. You all look around and you see three other monsters that you can identify as, that you all see as, you all recognize these as fellow horrors, and it's all very strange. I'll show the monster part of them.
Oh boy.
Let me know if that shows up. I don't know if it will.
Boy, oh boy.
Uh,
Ready to get
show
spooked,
players.
guys.
I don't know if those are showing up. I don't think they are. Are they?
No.
No.
If you open up the page and there should be a
Yeah,
button
I'll
at the top
edit them.
that says like show to players. When you click it, it'll automatically change
Players
permissions.
journal.
Oddly, it's showing to me, so.
There.
I mean, so technically they're on stream anyway.
Well, I'll
Oh,
just
sure, but
do it
if I
in the journals part. So
play while being on the stream, sometimes my connection cannot help them.
No, that's fine.
handle it.
Although I don't know who this other
Uh,
one is. It just says horror and lair. No name.
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's the point.
That's because I didn't think it was supposed to have a name for that.
You don't have to.
No, you
I
don't
just
have
labeled
to.
it like
Bob the monster. It's
something.
okay.
the horror may
Would-
call itself something. I'm just setting this up. Never mind me.
Alright, so one of you is from World of Warcraft, and the other one is from Wild Wild West, the Will Smith vehicle.
Who is from World of Warcraft?
Nauticus.
No,
You
I'm
are
not.
obviously a Naga from World of Warcraft.
No.
And the other one is that guy who had a
I'm
chrome head
Merfolk.
from Wild Wild West who worked in the
You're racist.
giant spider.
You are racist.
How am I a racist? I play a blood elf, thank you.
I'm a merfolk.
We come from the same place. Yes, I know.
I
If
know.
you knew the history of the people you claim to be on racist against, you would know that that's
You're
not racist. I am bobbing
You're
my head.
racist.
I'm
You're
snapping
racist.
my fingers at you.
You're
okay.
racist. Oh, you're
Okay.
crazy.
Okay. Moving on. Sorry.
Oh no, you didn't.
Okay.
Sorry. Right.
Stop with the racism. Okay, so you should all be able to see each other's horrors in your journal.
Yeah.
But if you wish to describe them in your own words, you can go ahead. Who would like to go first?
Not
All
it.
right, we're rolling a dice.
I am very tall. I mean, massively large. I guess we all are, though. So that's a very hard metric to say.
Well, no, like even you're not tall. You're giant.
Yeah, towering. Well, I know, but I mean, tall is like the metric that's easiest to measure because people
Yeah.
have to look up at you.
I mean,
If someone saw him standing still in the dark, they might mistake him for a tree.
I am
I-
very huge. I wear a hockey mask with the local team colors on the mask. I have a large, thick leather jacket. I'm a human form. Most obviously, I guess you would think me a giant.
Yeah. So you also identify everyone's families on site.
Yeah.
You recognize him as an Anakim with the hunger for prey.
I don't think we recognize each other
Yeah.
anger.
Well,
Might as well now if mine's given away.
Yeah,
But anyway, I don't
doesn't
think
really
that's
matter.
not a major thing.
it's not.
I mean, I don't know. Seeing as I'm based on a urban legend, do you?
We'll touch on that later. You guys are all kind of absorbed in like kind of the whirlwind of thought that your horror is going through. Like, where are we? What's happening? Like your human mind is having difficulty
are we
breaking through.
asleep or
You
do
don't
we
know.
sense
All you know is that you're merged with your horror.
that's
Well,
not
first thing you
normal.
should do then is scream Muad'Dib, because then the sleeper will
Who
awaken.
wants to describe their horror next?
I guess I should. I mean, my aura
yeah.
is clearly an underwater creature, a mix of a seahorse and a human. He has some iridescent scales on his back and hands, and he has maybe an air of sophistication, but is not really as monstrous as fascinating and a bit scary. Yes, but he is mostly um, the size of a big human, but he's not of a size like an Anakim would. It's more like a really big human, and I guess he's just floating here as if the cave was filled with water. And his face is really the monstrous part of him. His teeth are elongated and needle-like. His eyes are burning orange. Yeah, fuck, is orange the right word for? I forgot. Is it a color in English?
He is
No.
a color.
Thank-
Aquamarine,
Alright.
turquoise.
Yeah, no, orange. I like him. His ears are inhuman-like. He has like two little tentacles, like that from sort of a horseshoe mustache. It's kind of weird. And yeah, that's all for now. Yeah, he seems to have some sort of remnant of an ancient hammer and really old thing.
An ancient Hummer, the
Who
vehicle of the
wants
gods.
Connor or Griff? Who wants to go next?
Not it.
Okay,
I'll go
Griff.
next then. All right. To start, you don't necessarily happen to see him at first, except for two little red pinpricks off in the shadows. As he kind of steps forward, you start to define more of what seems to just be a secondary shadow stepping out. It's a deep, frail skull, and by appearances, his height stops probably a little bit short of anyone else's. He might be the smallest person here, but maybe only by a few inches. The entirety of his body is nearly a wispy fog of darkness that just kind of melds into any shadows and kind of gravitates towards them naturally, even as he's trying to walk away from them. It barely seems like he has legs, but occasionally the fog actually shuffles forward a little bit like an ankle or a foot and just moves him forward. And he's just reaching his hands out, putting them together and stretching his hands out as if he's just waking up. There's no mouth or facial expression at all to read, just kind of a low little sigh.
All right, Connor.
Yay. All right. My character's horror is around the same size as. I'm sorry. What was your name? Griffin.
Mine will be Umbra. Don't know it yet, but that's good.
I mean, like your actual name. Like, what would you like me to call you, Griffin?
Griffin.
Because I don't
Griffin
actually know
works.
your character's name yet. Anyways, he is around the size. It is around the size of an average human, although it is very obviously emaciated, with numerous holes through its body, about the size of spikes. It It wears no shirt, but has hot leather gloves that seem to be soaked in something, a leather apron, as well as wrappings that cover the face from the chin on up. It is, despite these few features, is actually very unassuming looking, and assuming it wore some kind of hood or a cloak, most of its unnatural features would be hidden. The only really exceptional thing that it carries around is what appears to be an axe that is covered with dried rust.
So all of your horrors are kind of looking around, examining. Theta, your horror actually kind of has to stoop down to make sure that it's not just its head isn't just lodged in the ceiling. And you all see these horrors, and you see the executioner, the giant, the mer person, and the living shadow. You all see them kind of just looking around, and you all know each other's families and horrors and hungers. Nauticus and Umbra both hunger for the Horde, and both are
No, I hunger for secrets.
Your thing was Horde last I checked. You were
Nope.
a collector.
What? Why is it? No.
Yeah, your
sorry.
hunger. Your sheet says collector.
Sorry. Well, yeah, I shouldn't. I changed it. You know, it's whispers. Sorry.
Okay, so the hunger for secrets, and Umbra has the hunger for the Horde,
We're the Horde.
and the executioner has the hunger for punishment. The executioner and the living shadow are both Eshmaki, while the merman is Makara, the fear of drowning. And then you all see something else in your in this area. Something big, something even bigger than your character, Theta. Even bigger and more massive than just you. And I should have shown it to everyone if you can see that.
Ooh boy.
And you can see it examining you, each kind of like walking from place, just from it's even more cramped than the Anakim is, kind of hunched over, kind of like very crowded, but still finds a way to pace its massive body back and forth across the cave, examining each of you in turn. And then it speaks. So, you are the ones inside my territory.
What?
Is that where we are? Did we drift off to sleep or something? Ah, man. Sorry about that. What's
He kind of
up?
just turns to glare at you.
The skull somehow is smiling. Best not to question that.
He stares at you for a good 10 seconds. You can feel it just examining you. Then looks away and begins looking at each of you again. So, and he falls silent for a second, waiting to see how you'll react.
Where are we?
The primordial dream, couldn't you
Yeah,
tell?
Why? I should be in my lair. Where am I?
The deepest, darkest depths of the dream.
And okay, but why am I here?
I didn't think the weed was that bad.
He's just going to keep
Jeez.
glaring at you every time you make a snarky comment, and you've kind of you and he's kind and
Oh,
roll,
of course he will.
and you kind of feel yourself begin to freeze up as he meets your eyes, and you kind of just feel yourself begin to like be cold And as anyone else looks at him, he's temporarily turned to stone. The living shadow, its true form, kind of just revealed temporarily. So, why are you here?
I don't know. I don't remember anything. Last time I checked, I was melee, and then bam, we have a blank, and waking up here, already merged. I don't even know who you are. I don't know what's happening.
Shouldn't you recognize your apex? And as he says that, fog kind of begins to pour into here, thickening across the area.
Never seen you before, but if you say so, sure. I mean,
And he's glaring at you really hard. And he's like making his distaste clear to all of you. Why are you here?
I don't know. I just said that to you. If you would just point me to the exit, I will leave.
He's kind of examining the ones that are not speaking, the ones that are not talking as much, and as he kind of examines them, Umbra, you begin to turn back into your shadow form, away from the stone.
Umbra just kind of like shakes himself out a little bit and just kind of like hugs himself around his chest. It's trying to like temporarily recover from that.
And as he speaks, he kind of like, as he's examining you, he hears a short voice and kind of, he looks deeper into the cave that you guys are deeper within to the dream. She wants to talk to you.
Excuse me.
She wants to talk to you.
Who?
And he kind of looks at you, a knowing gaze. Her.
Oh, where is she?
Not reckon.
Way.
Deeper down in the depths. I wouldn't recommend keeping her waiting.
Warder nods and begins walking in the direction that he looked in.
All right. Okay.
Guess as long as we're here, right? And the shadow will just kind of slink a little closer to Nauticus.
So you're all going deeper into the cave.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, indeed.
As you walk forward, you kind of see him. You see the one who met you vanish into dream stuff, kind of returning from within here, almost as if he had opened a pathway back. And as you walk deeper and deeper into the cave, it begins to get dark, darker than even any of those whose horrors are accustomed to such darkness can see through. It's not mundane or normal, or it's beyond any one of yours power. It's blinding, and you just but you feel the need to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper.
It's not just
into the
dark,
cave.
it's mega dark. Sorry.
No, it's advanced darkness.
Sorry, continue.
Umbra very loudly makes that joke next to Nauticus, by the way.
Shut up.
He literally just like takes one of those wispy, shadowy arms and just like hangs on over Nauticus, just like just buddy the whole way.
And then as you guys are walking and talking or what have you, you find you reach the bottom. Well, not really. you feel it going deeper and deeper, and you know that it should be going deeper, but something, a wall or some other blockage, is keeping you from proceeding farther. And then you see a vision of this, which I've swapped the map theta, so of this place, this place of misery and fear and darkness. It's not in the primordial dream. It's somewhere back in the real world. And you feel her, the Dark Mother, speaking to you. Go here. And then it's gone, and you all wake up back in your respective apartments.
All right. Try just kind of like
All right.
You all jolt awake as if you'd been woken up from a nightmare that you haven't had in many years.
That was weird.
Dwight like unpeels himself from the couch, like wipes away like the bag of weed he had like on his chest, cleans his hand off of some Dorito dust, and like literally walks to the next room over to Nauticus or Craig, and just kind of goes, "Hey, Craig, you didn't have that same nightmare just now, did you?"
I fucking did. You were just. We don't
Oh.
have nightmares.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't the weed then. I'm still gonna throw it out though.
Yeah.
I don't got any trust left for that. That was a thing. Man, that's like what, the second time I've seen the Apex? Man. He has a enough attitude, if that's for sure.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
So who do you think those other two were?
No idea. I mean,
What they're like, but it's not like they gave us their cell phone number or anything.
that would have been handy.
I don't know if I've seen that mansion before, but there's gotta be a nice fancy place outside the city where that is.
Sure.
Looks like it could have something nice.
Maybe.
Antique furniture still pawns well, right?
I don't know.
You don't know. And
Yeah.
Dwight will just like kind of come over and do the exact same thing he was doing in the dream earlier. Literally just like taking an arm, putting it around your shoulder, and just like clinging on. It's like, you don't know, but there could be money involved. It could be riches. There could be something cool there.
Oh yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
like this creepy mansion, man.
Yeah, I want to go there. Well, how? I mean,
Well, you got a brain and you got a cell phone. I bet you could do some research, right?
all right. I'm gonna search Google Maps.
That's the spirit. And he just like gives
Alright.
you a big, like, too heavy-handed pat on the back.
Alright, as you're searching for that, I'll switch to Warner. Warner, you jolt awake out of whatever, almost like as if out of a nightmare, something that your kind doesn't usually have.
Warner will get up, eyes open, like eyes wide open. I'll look around the room for a second, just make sure he is where he is.
He is.
And then retrieves a piece of paper and begins drawing the best he can do of the vision he saw, like doing his best to create a visual representation of the
Alright, roll, let's say, dexterity plus expression with a +2 bonus because of your eidetic memory
all right.
to be able to try to draw an accurate
It
representation.
doesn't have to be super fancy.
Yeah.
All right, that button plus that button. I'm remembering how the sheet works.
That's an attack.
God fucking.
Yes, stab the paper, see if that creates.
I hate you, paper.
God, so edge.
Truly an inspiration to us all.
I know, right?
Avant-garde, really.
Crap. No.
What'd you roll? You try your best, but even though you
It doesn't
have
have.
the image perfectly locked in your memory, you can't draw out an accurate representation of the vision you saw.
He wasn't going for a accurate picture. He just needed something for his crazy person wall.
Well, it does look like something a crazy person would draw in that case.
Awesome. Warner will then make himself some coffee, thinking about what had happened. While most classy people would drink tea at these kind of situations, that's a little too pretentious for Warner, and frankly, those people can go fuck themselves. And then after he has brewed his coffee, he will go downstairs into his basement, where he has the entire four walls covered in crazy pictures with pieces of yarn and pins and stuff connected to other pictures and weird evidence files everywhere. And we'll sit at the desk, centered directly in the center of the room, with a computer on. It clicks on, and he will begin looking for various properties, starting with old asylums, historical areas, trying to cross-reference architecture, periods of time where this could have been created.
All right, so this will actually fit as a extended action. So
Alright.
intelligence plus investigation.
I'm good at that.
And you'll have 7 rolls to try to get the target number.
All right.
Now just roll them one at a time then. Okay.
2. Is there any penalties for ongoing tests?
No.
Alright.
It's only if you go over your limit.
Right.
We're saying that each of these rolls is 15 minutes of investigation.
All right, so that's 5 successes. 10 successes. Holy shit.
All right, you've reached the target number. Now you just have to roll one more, and then you'll. Would you like to take a condition to keep going?
Sure.
So as you're I'll just say that you succeed after this one.
Alright.
After this roll. So as you're reading, he doesn't go blind. So you find some information on this place, and it's a pretty fucked up place. Even for you, it's kind of terrifying. It's basically so you don't find anything terribly useful, but you find an old article about Gotham's Bedlam Asylum. An old place. It's basically closed down in 1890. And that was back then when they were doing all those experiments, electroshock therapy, lobotomies, all that kind of stuff. It's one of the only buildings that survived the massive earthquake 50 years ago, and they say that the reason no one goes there is because it's a historic landmark. You found 20 articles saying the place is haunted. And that raises a few red flags to you. You know that you know how these things are, how they do exist. Ghosts, they are, a thing, but they don't usually stick around for 100+ years, long enough to make this place haunted. So you kind of see all this information. You get an address if you want to go investigate that, but we're going to go over to John Anderson.
Didn't I get a condition?
Right.
Yeah, you're blind.
No, he's not blind.
You went to rub your eyes after watching the screen too much. You rubbed them a little bit too hard, and now all you can see is stars.
Shaken. Take shaken, because a lot of this shit was like it's not maybe not directly the asylum itself, but you're reading through like this page of what they did to patients who didn't fall in line, who weren't, cool with the program. And it's
Is there a
some fucked up
section on my sheet to put down conditions?
You can just put it in the main part with the front part, bio and info,
Oh, okay.
if you
Sure, that
want.
works.
And that's shaken, so yeah, you can resolve that to automatically fail on an action.
Sure.
So yeah, Bedlam Asylum. That's where it is. John, where are you?
In my shitty ass apartment, where I wake up, I go to the fridge, I grab some water out of a bottle, drink it, put some toast, eat it, take a shower, head down to the firehouse.
A bunch of your coworkers say, "Hey, John, how's it going?"
Actually, it should be more like, hey, didn't you retire? Should you not be here anymore?
Yeah, well, they're trying to be polite.
Yeah, they're trying to get
Oh,
rid of
fuck
me, and
that
we
guy.
all know that. They think I'm too old to work here. I know the truth. They're just playing nice. But I'm,
Rude.
god damn
Like
it,
there's
I'm
just
not.
a guy cheerfully waving good morning. You're just like turn around and
They're just like, "Hey, how'd you sleep?" And you're just flipping them off as you walk by.
Hey man, you don't know how they normally treat me. This is just because this guy's controlling them for a moment. Don't mean it's not the way they are. These sons of bitches think I'm too old to work. Oh, god damn it, I've been doing this for my entire life, ever since I quit football. Or I was forced out of football, rather.
Okay.
Just like this,
What are you
god
doing at
damn it!
What are you doing at the fire station other than lamenting how these?
Doing my job. The job they won't let me do anymore.
Okay, so that people feel like, dude, we're glad you're here, but you're not supposed to be working. Didn't you retire?
I didn't retire. As well, gonna go to the kitchen and start making food for the morning crew.
They kind of just look at each other and shrug as you're making breakfast for people, I guess.
Yeah. That'll show.
And they kind of just go about their daily routine of making sure everything is everywhere where it's supposed to be. Are you doing anything else other than making breakfast?
Well, I mean, at some point, I will have a conversation with somebody, and it'll go on long enough that I will describe the dream that I had last night.
Did you describe the asylum?
Of course, that's the entire point of having this
Okay, yeah.
conversation.
The asylum? I mean, there aren't usually many of those around. The only one I can think of is Bedlam, but that place is like empty. It's a ghost town.
Huh.
And I do mean that literally. A bunch of people believe that place is haunted, so I don't know what to tell you.
And I will pocket that information for later.
And as you're kind of talking, like, you good, man. Some of us have been kind of worried about you ever since we forced you out. Sorry about that. And he's kind of like cringing as he's talking.
Look. One faulty respirator, and y'all think I'm infirm and incapable of doing this job, but I've been doing it for longer than you've been alive, son. And I'll be doing it for a lot longer yet.
How old are you?
I have to go back and look. Unfortunately, I lost
he's
a lot of
ripe old
notes.
16.
Yeah. No,
He's
I
lived to the ripe old age of 32.
see. I sent you all these notes in the past. I gotta go back. God damn it! What did I sent you a link, didn't I?
Don't think so.
Yeah, back to a. Oh no, no, no. Here it is. Back on, a month, literally a month ago. I was born in the '60s, so I am.
Oh, so you're like 50. So yeah, he does kind of like he kind of gives you kind of like tilts his head and it's just like, look, man, I'm sorry about that, but we worry about you sometimes. Just come on, take care of yourself.
Don't have to worry about me.
He kind of doubts that, and he kind of just goes back to his daily routine, kind of leaving you to your devices.
It's fair.
And then back to Nauticus and Umbra.
Yep.
So you're looking up the place you saw in the dream.
Nope.
Do an intelligence investigation roll. Extended.
Wow.
Keep going. Ah.
Mm.
Oh.
Ooh.
So that's
Pops up
10.
to 10 in 4 checks. Very nice.
One more.
Come on. Oh.
So yeah, you meet and exceed it. I'm just going to copy and paste that into a Google Drive there, so I don't forget that.
I could have gone one more with one more rolls, but
If
Yeah.
you want to roll again, go for it.
Though, at the very
Oh.
least, we should have, like, at least some of the
Meh.
same information everyone else got.
Find a lot of the same stuff that
Mhm.
you don't know this, but that Warner had found. Thankfully, you narrowly dodge some of the gruesome descriptions of what happened in those kinds of asylums.
Yeah, we avoid the
So-
risky clicks.
Yeah, you don't get a virus. Oh. So yeah, you find Bedlam. It's on the very outside town. One of the oldest buildings in Gotham. One of the few ones to survive the whole earthquake that happened.
Hmm.
Pretty vicious, yeah. It's not a nice place. So yeah,
Well,
getting dressed, got place to go, people to meet,
yeah. Apparently.
hunt.
Putting on my grungiest hoodie and sunglasses. What time of day is it anyway?
It's like morning, you all. It's kind of early-ish morning.
Oh, that's perfect then.
Yeah, let's go.
What kind of car does Craig drive here? What kind of vehicle do they have, if any?
I don't know, probably something flashy.
Ah,
I don't know a lot about cars, so. Oh, no more keeper.
I was just thinking maybe we need enough storage space to take away like any furniture that's still there.
Oh yeah, like maybe a van?
Yeah, a van or a truck or something.
Yeah, a van. Like
There we
that.
go.
Oh, you know who we should hire to our team?
Who you thinking?
A wheelman, someone who can drive well, because, you know, chasing down, being chased down by the police or something like that. I don't know to drive, but I have no doubts in it. So
Are you saying my driving's not good enough? The guy who also has no points in driving?
yeah,
Come on, I stay mostly in the lines. Just because I don't have a license doesn't mean I'm bad.
You seem to recall that Umbra has about 3 traffic violations.
yeah, I'm drinking. All right.
Well, suit yourself, I guess.
So this should be fun.
So what's happening here? Okay, you're
I was
all
gonna grab the breakfast at McDonald's before going out.
all right. That'll be a resources 3 purchase. No.
Yeah, I'm buying the McDonald's, right?
No,
Sorry.
Whoa, what's
but
this? You're gonna
McDonald's is
grab
kind of
coffees for the people you think might be there? That'll be like $2, man. Where are we gonna get that kind of money?
I don't know. We're screwed.
okay. Yeah. So you guys are all. So you two are heading. Is Warner heading to the location?
Oh yeah.
John.
Yeah.
So all of you. So Emmerich, you can roll for both you and Griff. All of you roll a d10.
Ooh.
What, so who arrives
Ominous.
first?
Yeah, basically.
Not so ominous.
Warner, take his time.
Come on, 9. Oh, even better.
Oh yeah.
So apparently the fire department was actually not that far away from the place. It's maybe about 15-minute walk.
I mean, it makes
It's-
sense why they had to look it up, but the guy at the fire station just knew about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
right
maybe
around the corner.
it's like half. It's like it's not right there, but the path leading to it is actually fairly close to your location. And as you kind of walk through, you notice that the gate leading up to it is locked, but you kind of just go around it because you're not in a car.
Yep.
So you kind of just make your way up to the uh, asylum, and you see. So I'll switch it over to the asylum on there quick.
Tell me when you do, and I'll switch it on my
It's
side.
done. There. So you're at the asylum. It's, it looks how you remember in your dream. There is looks very empty. It's not that big. It's pretty big even for back. Let me rephrase that. It's a big building for the time it was built. Like most people would not have had the money or, the desire to finance something like this. This place is big. And roll me a perception, please. Wits plus composure.
It's composure. Any modifiers?
-1.
Any good modifiers?
No.
That's fine, I get through that.
So as you're walking up, you think you hear something kind of step. You kind of hear as you're walking up, you hear things in the woods or on the sides of the place. You hear birds, kind of animals. You hear a twig snap as you're walking up, and it's kind of from a bit of a ways behind you. But as you turn to look at the source of it, there's no one there, or no one that you can see. So how do you react to that?
I mean, it's just a sound. I'll keep going.
So you keep going. You make it to the asylum. A short time after, you see both Craig Kaufman and you see kind of how old is Craig Emmerich?
Mid-20s.
You see a man kind of pull up in a pretty nice car. He's in his mid-20s.
A black van.
A van.
And probably blasting music with
The van
Craig and
appears
White
to lack
singing alone.
the
singing.
van appears to lack a license plate on closer inspection.
So, I mean, just a bunch of fucking kids.
And you also see Craig, who is kind of mid-20s and obviously the older of the two, and the maybe early 20s, 2021 at the Dwight, who's kind of grunge personified.
So wait, I walked through, or I snuck through a locked gate, and then got to the place, and there's a van in here?
No.
The van
just
just drove
pulling
up.
Yeah.
They didn't
No.
see the gate. The gate was open when they got here.
Yeah, someone forgot to lock it.
The closed and locked gate that I went past.
Yep.
Well, doesn't matter. We know it's
And as you see each other, you basically identify each other on sight as the ones who, as three of the horrors who were within the dream last night.
Now, I
Ah,
ask
that
this
family
question only to identify how some systems work, because again, I've forgotten a lot of shit from last time I read. Do I appear as a giant to them?
Not always. When you use atavisms, they get a brief glimpse of this massive, almost like this massive colossal figure towering over them, and they see the glare of light reflecting off of a blade, but nothing more. And then you see the sulking, you see the merman kind of examining his hoard, and the shadow, his eyes gleaming as he examines golden coins surrounding his lair.
Okay.
And of course, with the van driving up, right
Yeah.
next to him.
It's as you guys see each other, like through the window, you you can identify each other.
Dwight just kind of like reaches over, like pats the back of Nauticus's like chair seat, and just kind of goes, "Wait, stop here." Rolls down the window and just kind of leans like halfway out, and kind of goes, squints his eyes at him, lifts off his sunglasses, and kind of goes, "Are you the Mega Mask, dude?"
I'm gonna be looking very confused for a moment, and then I'm gonna say, "Would you just call me?"
Mega Mask.
it's a big creepy guy, like giant guy.
Like Mr. Canada, I guess. Would that be better? I don't know.
I'm gonna walk up to the who's on the closest window to me.
That's Dwight, I'm
Dwight.
assuming.
Yeah, that would be Dwight.
I walk up to Dwight's window. I'm gonna look at him like squinting eyes. So are you on drugs?
Hello, no.
Not since this morning, man. What up?
Nice skin.
You need to get your life together.
Oh, we
Dude,
do.
my life is together. I'm living it out here in spooky middle of the hills mansion territory.
Out of character. Props to making your character based on Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Hey, we got the mystery machine as a
Look, don't make me buy a dog. I'll do it.
Why not?
Ruh-roh.
Every character in every game has owned a dog now, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you had Sarah with the dogs. Now you have Tom.
Yeah.
Thomas with the dogs.
So Craig will go out the vehicle and go towards what was your name again?
John. It's always gonna be John.
John?
No matter what
John,
form I'm
and-
in, you just call me John.
Alright.
Character.
Extend his arm and say, "I'm Nauticus."
He's just gonna stare you down at you.
Now handshake. All right. Well,
What are you
very
doing
nice to
here?
meet you.
Hey, we were just told to come here in that dream, you know? Why
Where
why
to?
not? Not like I got anything else going on today.
What dream?
Come on, don't play dumb. We saw you.
You calling me dumb?
No, I'm just not sure you're entirely the level either.
Both of you guys are equally stupid.
Yeah, I know.
should say that.
Exactly.
But I have a whole backstory of not appreciating being called dumb, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you don't have to lie to us,
At this point, does a fourth character walk up?
Did Warner drive or walk up?
Drive. He's got some shit in the
what's-
back that he
what's
keeps
his car look
tools in the
like?
back.
What's he gonna
For those of you who are car enthusiasts, Warner has has a Tesla. I have it written down here somewhere.
A Tesla. Nice.
A Tesla Model S P100D.
No.
Otherwise, more accurately pronounced as a P100D.
Yeah, after the whole
I can fucking
anime
look it up
conversation,
for you
you're
and
calling him a
everything.
nerd now.
Yeah.
So, future car, got it.
He
It
drives
actually
up
looks
and
like a
it's-
regular sedan.
Well, it's whatever. It looks fancy.
Runs on magic, got it.
Yep, it's a wizard car. I'm actually mage guy. Surprise.
Well,
Oh,
then you'd be
God.
frozen in time, so get out!
Shit.
Don't get me started on being able to summon a platonic idea of a car.
Okay, moving on. We're not talking about mage. This is beast.
So
So-
yeah, we see a sedan drive up, right?
So you see, as Warner drives up, you see their horrors again, and then they see your horror. Hold on, let me get in the right mind. Kind of a dark figure who face concealed, dragging a blade even bigger than the giant standing next to you. Bigger, dragging against the ground, sparks flying.
How's that appear when he's driving a car? Is he like hanging it out the window?
It's just
or...
a vision.
I know. I'm just trying to picture it overlaid within the car. Like, is this?
No, it's just like fucking. It's just been like chained to the fucking back, and it's just dragging